A little bit of a late video here, but I decided that I haven't been making too many videos of late, and I was watching the Panthers and Texans game and decided I should probably break it down. Before we get started, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, let's dive right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. So as I said, I was watching this Panthers versus Texans game. If you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub. Comment your thoughts on my analysis in today's video. But I was watching this game, and this game was a really interesting game. That first half, really interesting. And I really want to talk about the Panthers first. They came, they won, they conquered. They won this game. They won this game fair and square. And I want to talk about the difference with Mccaffrey and without Mccaffrey. Obviously, Mccaffrey got injured pretty early on. Had a solid amount of time. We saw him have 7 carries for 31 yards, 4.4 average yards per carry. And when the offense has Christian McCaffrey in it, this Panthers offense is deadly. And the reason they're deadly is because you can do so much off McCaffrey. The play action game, the running game, the passing game, everything is married in Christian McCaffrey's game. So that's why he's super deadly. And we really saw that Panthers offense in that first half at times look really productive and really productive. And they looked good. They looked good at times. Also, at times, the offensive line looked questionable. The Texans' defensive pressure was getting to them. And, Sam Darnold had a few fumbles. He's got to be able to make sure that he's keeping on the football. But overall, Darnold played pretty well in this game. 23, he hit over 300 yards throwing the ball. And I love what he was able to do. When he didn't have the pressure on and when he was able to get the ball out quickly and find his receivers, he did a really good job. I love what DJ Moore did, too. Moore had over 100 yards catching, 100 yards reception, 8 catches. Really solid job from him. He was all over the field. He's looked really like he's that true number one receiver for this Panthers offense. You know what? That's what they need him to be. He has the potential to be a number one receiver. He's a little bit of a smaller, undersized receiver, relies more on his route running and his ability to get open and his shiftiness in open space to really create. I mean, he's not going to outleap anybody. He's not going to really score 25 touchdowns in a season. But he's a guy that can be really productive. And, he's had a great start to the season. And, Sam Darnold has really established DJ Moore as that guy that he really wants to target in the offense. So you know what? I liked what I saw from Darnold today. Looked confident, looked cool. He was making throws. I mean, he looks revitalized. Sure, at times he looked like the same Darnold I saw in New York with some of those fumbles, some of the ways he deals with pressure. But as he gets more comfortable with this offensive line, I think that he'll be pretty good. And then, of course, McCaffrey. Once McCaffrey got injured, it was really tough for this Panthers offense to get anything going. They got a little bit more in the second half. Sam Darnold was able to have 2 rushing touchdowns, one in the first half, one in the second half. But overall, solid game from the Panthers offense. They put up 24 points. Solid game. Defensively, this Panthers defense has been right at the heart of the soul of this team. They are able to get after the quarterback a little bit. We saw Brian Burns with a sack. We saw Morgan Fox with half a sack. We saw Hassan Reddick get after the quarterback a lot. They were able to get out after the quarterback and really pressure the quarterback in this game. And that was a big thing. Pressuring Davis Mills, a rookie quarterback, somebody who's not super experienced, was a big reason why they won this game. But you got to remember, this Panthers defense has struggled for a really long time. And over the past 2 or 3 years, they've spent a lot of time, effort, draft capital, and money trying to rebuild this defense. And it's starting to look a lot better. And after all, they have really been able to clamp down on opposing teams. They've done a fantastic job in that regard. Really excellent. Starting the season 3-0 now. This defense has been the highlight of this team. Something that they've really focused on and rebuilt. And they're starting to have those big names show up and really turn on the gas. Sure, Jaycee Horn looked like he got injured in this game. He ended up having to leave. But, they have the names. They've got the Hassan Reddicks. They've got Jeremy Chin. They've got Brian Burns. They're starting to bring this together, starting to dial up the pressure. And I think that this game against the Texans really showed what this team was all about. For the Texans offense, Davis Mills, anytime you're going to have a rookie quarterback starter, Tyrod Taylor out with injury, it's going to be tough sledding. I thought he was okay at times, 19 for 28, 168 yards through the air, and a touchdown too. But this Texans offense is going to be how much can they run the football? How much can they get away with running the football? And we saw Mark Ingram win this game. We saw Phillip Lindsay. We saw a little bit of David Johnson. We saw that running back by committee. But through the air, it's going to be the Brandin Cooks show. And Brandin Cooks showed up once again. We're going to see him throughout this entire season really show up for this Texans offense. And it's going to be continuous. And we saw it in this game. 9 catches, 112 yards. He's a legit guy. If you're in a fantasy league, try and go out and get Brandin Cooks. I think he's going to be a really legit weapon. Defensively, the one thing I really saw about this defense is in the secondary, they gave up a lot of space. They gave up a lot of empty room for these Panthers receivers to run into, allowed Sam Darnold to really throw into that open space. And I thought that they didn't do a great job in coverage whatsoever. They gave Sam Darnold a lot of space, DJ Moore a lot of space to really operate, and I thought that their pressure wasn't great and their secondary wasn't great. And then offensively, they don't have a ton of talent. They really don't. Especially at quarterback, they weren't able to get anything else going. If Tyrod Taylor was in this game, I don't think the Panthers lose, but I think it's a lot closer of a game. But at the end of the day, big win for the Panthers, move to 3-0 in the season. Houston moves to 1-2. And the Panthers, depending on how long this McCaffrey injury is going to be out, they're going to really need to figure out how can they get their offense going outside of McCaffrey, because McCaffrey brings so much to the table, but how can they get Darnold going, get him outside the pocket, use him on runs? He looked really explosive running the football at times. Chuba Hubbard looked pretty good running the football too. Not great catching the football, had a few drops, but how can they get this offense going, especially if McCaffrey's out for an extended period of time? And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.